Hello, hello, day 122, and today I am grateful. I am very grateful that the law of attraction and manifesting is working for me. And sometimes you have to go days in between, um, but in the meantime, I'm pretty excited that, well, as we know, all right, let me just start with saying I got into the cooking school that I was on the waiting list for, and it was an extensive waiting list. And one of my friends went to the school, and she finished her 12-week course, and she was on the waiting list for the 5-week course. Well, they called her and said, the 5-week course, you're on the waiting list for that. Do you want to go to that as well? Because you already went to the 12-week. And she said, no, I forgot to take myself off of it. And the waiting list is very extensive. So she says, you know, my friend is coming for a visit in that same time frame. She's on the waiting list as well. Can you give it to her instead? And they said, yeah, we can. So that was part of this whole trip for me, right? I'm going to the UK. And so part of this whole thing was to try and coordinate being able to do the school and to do the trip and stay with her. And so everything has unfolded so far to allow all of this, right? First, it was the dog getting a kennel on the cruise ship. That was not going to happen for a year or more. And here we are, end of May, we're leaving. And being able to, um, I'm going to the vet Thursday for the fill out the paperwork so that she's ready to go. She's laying right now down over on the couch over here, sleeping with her muzzle on. Okay. Let me tell you, this is the stuff that maybe everybody else is fine with all this stuff, but it makes me incredibly nervous to try and teach her new things because I'm not good at it. And I always worry about distressing her. And so I've just thought today I've got to really get on the muzzle thing because when you get on ferries, which I'm going to be taking ferries from the UK to Ireland and then a ferry from Ireland to France. And so I need to get her used to being in a muzzle because they like them to be muzzled. Now, I may or may not need it, but I need her to be able to wear it, right? Let me tell you, this was a smooth operation with her. She's sleeping with it on right now. This is only like the third time it's been on. And oh, she stared at me. Don't look. Because she does try to take it off. You know what I mean? Who wouldn't? I don't want to be muzzled. And then her and I riding in the backpack, me putting her in the backpack. She just adjusted to it now. She's not crazy about it, but she's okay in it. So this is all helping me to do what I need to do. And I said, like, 100 days ago, I'd like to have all this be as seamless as possible. Now, I got to tell you, I'm the one who disrupts my own seamlessness because I'm the one who worries and tries to say, like, when, where, how, what, where, how, what. So I just wanted to get on and say that, yes, just the school just said, yep, you're in. And it's this is a big deal. This is part of my learning process, right? One of my things I want to do is I want to learn how to make the ultimate bread. Um, I imagine I'm going to create a bread shop or a bread school or do breads or I don't even know what I'm going to do with it yet. I don't even, like I said, I don't actually pinpoint precisely what I'm trying to do. I put it out there like this is something I'd like to do. I did stand up comedy. I did it really well. I had so much fun doing it. It makes me nervous to do get up on stage, but I did it, and I people used to tell me all the time you should be a stand up comedian, but I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be a stand up comedian. But you know what? Years back, comedy workshop. This is before comedy became like the thing to do. Was on its way in there. They did a comedy workshop, and it was the guy who used to work for write for the Jon Stewart show, and he lives in Portland, Maine, or outside of Portland, Maine. And so he did a comedy workshop at the Comedy Connection in Portland, and I signed up for the workshop, and I did the workshop, and all the way through the workshop, I was like, I don't know. And they were like, yeah. you're good, you got stuff, but nobody was like rip roaring, ha ha, until the night of our show. And we had 200 people in the audience. And let me tell you what, I rocked it. I did so well that when I got back into the dressing room, there was a comedian that is a regular comedian. He also does, they had a later show coming for the real comedians, right? And he said, that is what we hope for. That set you just did is what we want. He said, you've got it. You have it. Now, I don't do stand up, knock on wood, anymore. I'm saying knock on wood because I wouldn't mind doing it again. I just haven't had the inspiration to do so. But back on track, these are the kind of things that I don't put it out there exactly what I want, but I want to do it. So I'm now going to the school. I'm going to learn not just about bread. I'm going to learn about all kinds of cooking. And this is great for me because I have put out there that I end up traveling into resort towns quite frequently, and I usually do it off season. And this past season, I realized that during the season, they're always looking for help, and that it is a potential for me to be able to work in resort towns even during season, especially now that they have housing, or even if they don't have housing, I can get housing. And so I am putting this under my belt because I want to have that skill set as well. Last year in February, I did bartending. Over the summer of 22, I worked for a caterer for a little while, which got me cutting and working in the kitchen a little bit and working banquets and things. And I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. So I'm just evolving, and this is all the things are lining up. So you're gonna cry? Gratitude. The reason I was gonna cry is because seriously, this has been like the course of my life. Putting things out there and actually getting there over and over again. And so I'm so happy to be able to share that with all of you, that these things just they unfold if you and I'm not, and you've already seen it. I'm not the most consistent in terms of my moods, but yet it's all toward understanding that this is all a reality waiting to happen. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I'll talk about some other stuff that I had on my mind tomorrow. Thank you.